Hey, everybody. Hopefully you're doing okay. 12:39. Did I go a little early, Aurora? Did I go too early? I don't know. One thing that I do know is my hair is a mess. But what are you gonna do? Um, okay. Who is Fruity Punches of Oats with the 5 E's in a row? If you have a name other than your actual name, and yes, I'm sipping chocolate milk out of a chocolate milk carton through a straw that has been cut to be short for my children. Hello, Valis. Okay. So hopefully everybody's doing okay. Somehow we have gone down in people watching since we started. I guess it just wasn't entertaining enough for the first 45 seconds. Okay. Well, I am here to just talk with y'all, catch up, have some tangent time, hopefully make your day a little bit brighter, interact in a socially distanced manner. So really, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm calling this an AMA. Ask me anything, of course, with some caveats, but yeah, I'd love to chat with y'all about whatever you want to chat about. Crazy times, radical bass solo. Yeah, that's right, Garrett. I still want you to write and record an actual riff for me. What did I do for my birthday? Hung out at home. I've been building this thing for our stuffed animals. My kids have like a gazillion stuffed animals, and so I am wanting to make a little thing to hold the stuffed animals. It's kind of like those big ball containers that you see at stores that have all those really thin rubber balls, and they just throw them in the top. It's kind of like that. It has some parachute cord coming down the sides. Anyway, I've been building that, so that was fun. Got my thumb pretty good. You can't really see it anymore, but it was pretty bruised. Focus on the thumb. So it was pretty bruised yesterday because I got it with the hammer. Classic mistake. Yeah, and what else did I do for my birthday? Not a lot. Hung out with my family and had a good time. I just recently signed up for solar panels, so I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to be getting a solar panel array here in the next few days. It's going to be sweet. I'm really excited. Generate all my own power. Really excited. Really, really excited. What other questions do y'all all have for me? Nothing. Anybody been learning anything cool since we're not in school? You've been taking time to learn. Like 20 minutes before this, my mom went crazy and ripped out the Wi-Fi. Whoa. That's pretty crazy. Aurora, hopefully everything's okay at your house. Yeah, that's not cool. We Love Bio event. I have not heard of this. What is this? Papaya Whip. I don't know who you are, by the way, so you should tell me what your name is, and so that I can know who you are. Diorama. That's cool. Building a diorama. Oh man, I gotta stop doing that. My computer's about to like die. Um, we love bio. That's what you were saying? Let me check it out. We love bio. We love bio. An event? What kind of event? We love bio. Is this a Facebook thing? Oh. Well, Facebook is still locked on my We love bio. Let's see this. We love bio on Facebook. We dig bio. Okay, that changes things. We dig bio. What is this? Was ist das? Digitalizing bio collections. That's cool. Digitalization activity map. So what is this exactly, I guess? Maybe I should worldwide engagement for digitalizing bio collections, or We Dig Bio, is a global data campaign, virtual science festival, and local outreach opportunity, all rolled into one. The annual 4-day We Dig Bio event mobilizes participants to create digital data about biodiversity specimens, fish in jars, plants in sheets, insects on pins, and fossils in drawers. That's cool. So I guess people are just like taking pictures of like biological samples, and that's cool. Meant to get up at 8:30, but I ended up waking up at almost 10. So it's quarantine thing I have going on. Yeah, it's kind of hard to maintain any sort of schedule with this because like the days just all run together. Um, I saw this pretty funny. I'm sure you have seen this. I forget the name of this family, but this dad, he's been doing a quarantine song every day, and he did. I want to know what day it is. Want you to show me. Pretty funny. He sang I want you to know. I want to know what day it is. Pretty funny. Aurora, you woke up at 6 to play video games. What video games you been playing? Animal Crossing? That's the big one right now, right? For everybody, Animal Crossing has been really popular amongst the humans for the past few weeks. Crash Bandicoot, like the original one, because that if so, that's pretty old school. I remember playing Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation, and then on the PlayStation 2. I have a ladder going up to a loft in my room, and I figured out how to hang upside down and play my violin at 2 a.m. Okay, so Aurora, you're playing the original Crash Bandicoot. That's sweet. Christina, hi, Christina. I'm glad to see you. You have a PlayStation original? Ooh, that's sweet, man. With the black discs, those things are sweet. Or is it just an emulator, just a PlayStation emulator? Do you have the actual console PlayStation? If so, that's pretty awesome. You've been watching any of the new Clone Wars? I haven't, Garrett. I haven't. I should. I should do that. That's something I should do. get my Star Wars. It's my dad's. He gave it to me when he got an Xbox. That's sweet. That's sweet, man. What games on the PlayStation did I love? Um, Final Fantasy 7 and 8. Those were awesome. Those were awesome. And it like comes in a 4-disc set, so you pop in a new disc, and it's like this is the end of disc 1, and you have to get a new disc and put it in. Sweet. The OG Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So good, yeah. Papaya Whip, who are you? I need to know. Who are you? Tell me your name. Tell me your name. So I know who you are. And by the way, if you haven't seen this setup, yes, this is my room. This is where I hang out. I've been playing a lot of Age of Empires. Age of Empires 2 and Kerbal Space Program. Those are what I've been playing. And some FIFA. Always FIFA. I love FIFA. Seriously, though, Papaya Whip, who are you? You play the violin, obviously, so that your favorite student. Well, that doesn't help me at all. Is it true that today is the last day we're having online? What? No. Oh, it's Alaya. Yeah, hi, Alaya. Again, telling me that you're my favorite. I'm pretty sure that we're going to continue to have online school. Yeah, I don't know where you would have heard that we were ending online classes. Hey, Gavin. I don't know. I'll know more tomorrow. I'll know more tomorrow. I might be wrong on all sorts of stuff. A friend. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've got a meeting with Mr. Post and the rest of the science department tomorrow, so we'll talk about everything that's going to happen going forward, because we're not going back to school, that's for sure, because the governor just mandated that we stay out of school through the rest of the school year. And I'll just see you all in person in August. Everybody been signing up for classes? Hope you've been signing up for classes. It appears that most of the people here are in my Earth Systems classes. If you are signing up for classes, Fruity Punches of Oats, who are you? Oh, hi, Mackenzie. Who are you, Fruity Punches of Oats? Oh, you're going to take astronomy. Nice. I wish I knew who you were. Tell me who you are. I don't know your name. Amy. Oh, hi, Amy. Yeah, astronomy. If any of you are in biology, you might be signing up for classes and realize that next year, so if you're signing up for biology next year, I will not be teaching biology next year. So sorry. I'm actually going to be teaching Earth Systems still, and chemistry. I'll be teaching chemistry next year. So that will be fun. Yeah, I'm not teaching bio next year. I'll be teaching chemistry, earth systems, AP chemistry. Am I leaving? No, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm just. Do you teach bio? Who is teaching bio? So I'm not going to be teaching biology. Miss Roberts will continue to teach biology and then Miss Herlenstein, I believe, will be taking over a lot of biology as well. So, and if you are taking biology this year and you sign up for chemistry next year, and you, there will be quite a few students who took Earth Systems in 9th grade with me last year, and then took biology with me this year, and then next year we'll take chemistry with me, which is going to be pretty crazy. Oh, Christina, you're going to do homeschool, huh? Well, hopefully that goes okay. Sorry to hear that you're not going to be Da Vinci. Is there any particular reason why you're doing homeschool as opposed to anything else? You can't escape me. Who is Timberwolf 05? I don't know who Timberwolf 05 is, but apparently I can't escape them. Leighton. Yeah, so Leighton, if you take chemistry next year, so any of you that are in biology, if you take chemistry, and then I will probably be teaching chemistry the year after that too. So Leighton, yes. Okay. So yeah, hopefully you've been signing up for classes. Take biology from Miss Roberts or Miss Herlenstein. It'll be good. I am sad to be leaving biology. I really like biology. But things have been moving around and we needed someone to take over chemistry. So I'll be teaching all of the chemistry courses next year, which is kind of intimidating a little bit. I taught chemistry before. Oh, Christina, I'm sorry that your parents don't. Apparently, they just love having you at home. Is that what it is, Christina? They just love having you at home? That's what I would assume. I'm going to tilt this down because I don't want to sit up. That didn't work. That didn't even work. And that worked even worse. Okay, I guess I can't do that. Miss Roberts scares you. Why does Miss Roberts scare you? Don't be afraid of Miss Roberts. She kind of scared me, actually, when I first started teaching Da Vinci a little bit. But I think it was not scary, but like intimidating. Garrett misses disrupting class. Yeah, Christina, huh? Hopefully it'll be good though. I'm so going to rewatch my struggling with the camera. Ugh! She reminds me of Mrs. Ross from your 2nd grade math class? What? 2nd grade math, huh? Well, don't be afraid of Miss Roberts. She is very kind, and she has a cool snake in her classroom now, which is cool. And yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry that Miss Ross made you cry, Leighton. That's unfortunate. Speaking of classroom pets, Luna and Sol are doing great. They're here at my house now. I haven't been to the school for like 3 weeks. So I brought Luna and Sol back. And they're good. Danger Noodle, Murder Spagurter. Yeah. So Luna and Sol are good. In fact, I bet that a few of you wouldn't mind seeing them. Let me text my people. Will you please bring Luna up to me? Question mark. Uh, yeah. So I'll have Luna up here. I don't have Animal Crossing. I don't have a Switch. Thought about buying a Switch, but I don't have one. Um, Mostly just because I don't know. I haven't wanted to spend the money on a Switch. I have an Xbox One, and I play on my PC. Yeah, Animal Crossing's been really popular amongst you young humans lately. Yeah, and whenever I play the Switch, like I'm apparently Luna is in the middle of shedding, so Soul is coming. I don't have a Switch. Whenever I play it, I'm just terrible, really bad. Uh, like I pride myself in being a pretty good gamer, but the thing is, those controllers, those little what are they called, Joy Cons? They're tiny, and I have big hands, and it's like, well, I don't have big hands. I have like slightly larger than average hands. Um, and I don't know those Joy Cons. Like, how do you play on those? It's like so small. I hear something. I believe that a gecko is coming. Hey, come on in. This is my wife, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Yep. Hello. Focus on Soul. Focus. 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 You get good. Yeah, I need to practice. Don't look at me, look at the camera. He obviously doesn't have very much experience with live streaming. There we go. Yeah. So there's Soul. He's doing good. Just chilling. It's the wife. Yes. Quality lizards. Yeah. Garrett Taylor. Yeah. What were the names that you Stacy and Steven? What were the names that you gave the lizards? Garrett, I don't remember. When you had them, then you gave them to me and I so rudely renamed them. I remember that they were two S names, weren't they? I don't remember. Yeah. So what questions do y'all have for me? Does anyone want to talk about science? Anyone want to learn something? What are you doing over there, buddy? It's like touching my neck. It's weird. Anything, says Isabella. Well, I assume that the 13 of you that are here to just kind of hang out. Learning is for nerds, so yes. Okay, let's I mean, really I want to talk about whatever you all want to talk about. The human brain. That's a complex topic right there, because and I guarantee you that if we start talking about it, you'll all have an existential crisis. So is that okay with everybody? Because if we start talking about the human brain, then I'm just going to start talking about how like all of the things that you feel and experience are just chemical reactions in your brain. Yeah, so the brain, obviously, it's where you're doing a lot of your processing and so forth. If you, there's a great video. Can I leave? Yeah, you can leave, Gavin. I'm not forcing you to be here. if the existential crisis will be too much for you. um, the brain. There's a good video. It's very sweary, uh, as are many of the videos that I find on my cowards that I find on my YouTube feed, from Exerbia. I can look it up here. It's um, it's called um, "You Aren't Who You Think You Are," something like that, and it talks about how like we think that we are so much like in control of our decisions and stuff. Um, oof, yeah. Let me see here. Let me think. Exerbia. I'm gonna link it in the chat. Oh, you probably don't exist. That's what it is. You probably don't exist by Exerbia. And I'm.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna link this here. Copy and paste. Pew. Again, if you are not a fan of swearing, I wouldn't check that out. Just let you know. However, it's really good. So it's called "You Probably Don't Exist," and it talks about. And I'm not going to just focus on what that video says because obviously you can just watch the video. But the bunch of people just clicked off to go to watch that. That's funny. Yeah, if you want to pull that up in a different tab, you can just right click on it and open in a different tab or a new tab. So, but we think that we really make all these decisions and so forth, and we kind of have this illusion of control that we make choices and so forth. Really, there's some really interesting really interesting studies done on choices that we make and how our brains interact with themselves and with other stuff before we make choices. So that indicates that people think that they're making a choice, but the brain has already made that choice for them. In the study, it was shown that so the way that they tested it is they gave people just a really simple 2-button choice, right? Red button, blue button. And then they would say, okay, declare when you have made a choice, and then push the button, right? Well, they would look at it and they'd go back and forth, and then they would say, I've made a choice, but like 2 or 3 seconds earlier, I forget exactly how it was tested, but it was shown that the brain had already made the choice for them before they said they made a choice. I forget exactly how this was tested, but it's pretty interesting evidence. And then there's other like there was a really interesting study that, and I think that I've talked about this in a couple of my classes, where a study was done on judges that were they were parole judges, so people that were in jail were trying to get parole, which is like you get to go out of jail, but you're still being watched, right? Kind of like you're under surveillance. Anyway, these people wanted parole, and these were parole judges, and so the inmate, right, the person that was incarcerated would go and present their case and say, I've served this many years, I'd like parole, blah blah blah. This is why I think I'm ready. Anyway, so the study was just simply based on when the judge ate and when and what rulings they made, and they showed that the judge was much more likely to grant parole, which is like a positive outcome, right? If they had just eaten a meal, because their blood sugar level was higher. So um, so there's a correlation between blood sugar level and making choices, right? And so we think that we are in control, but oftentimes that's just kind of an illusion of choice. The brain is making the decisions, and people talk about like mind over matter and so forth, and how if you are positive and you're just like you have a can-do attitude, that you can do things, and that I think that that's important. Having a positive attitude, I'll never say that that's not important, but and you can do great things. It's just like, if you can't make a decision, if you are unable to think of something in your brain, then you can't. If you're physiologically unable to make a decision, you cannot make the decision. That's what I call bribery. Yeah, if I was ever in trouble with the law and I needed to go and have a judge make a decision on something that I did, I would definitely bring a Snickers bar or two for the judge with me. Hey, I got this Snickers bar. You want it? It'd be cool if you ate it like 15 minutes before you made a decision on my case. That'd be sweet. uh, yeah, because they are much more likely to be kind if they have a higher blood sugar level. Okay, so yeah, the brain, crazy stuff. Like all of the thoughts, all of the emotions, every time that you have thought, that's really cool, or man, that person's the worst, or I really like that person, that is just a chemical reaction in your brain. And that doesn't mean it's not important. I think that people assign this like ethereal, like, whoa, like so just magical. Dude, it's not magical. It's just chemical reactions. And again, that doesn't mean that it's not important. I think it's important that we, like obviously, like I love my kids, I love my wife, I have these feelings, but I think it's important for us to understand that those feelings are chemical reactions that are going on inside your brain. Hey, buddy, I think I'm gonna ask my wife to come grab Soul. Please come grab him now. Period. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, what other questions, what other subjects do we want to talk about? I could talk about the brain a lot more, but I don't know, just that conversation gets kind of weird really fast. Because honestly, we as a scientific community really don't understand the brain all that well, and especially me, because I'm not an expert. Hello. Bye. So yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't understand the brain very much. Jay is asking opinions on school getting canceled. I mean, I saw this coming. I can't. As soon as we had that soft dismissal, and we were doing everything online, I was pretty positive that we were going to be finishing out the school year online. The optimistic projections for when we can end this social distancing is June. Uh, so my opinion on it, I'm actually kind of enjoying it. I wish that I could see y'all and interact with you because I do like my job a lot. Um, and the best part of my job is interacting with you guys and talking with you all and having the opportunity to teach you face to face and help you through life's problems and stuff. So it's kind of sad that I'm not able to do that, but I am happy that um, that we're taking this disease seriously and trying to keep people safe. So it's a double-edged sword. Um, yeah, I'm happy to be home with my family, but whole family got COVID-19 back in February, lasted 4 weeks. I was not affected because it turns out I'm a carrier. Huh. Okay, so Aurora asked for weird facts. I'll come back to that in just a second. Benjamin Ferris. Hello, Benjamin Ferris. So if the brain is just a bunch of chemicals, then it is possible to combine it with other brains. And if that happens, would there be a conflict of emotions or would they have joint emotions? You'd have to physically connect brains in order to share thoughts and so forth, because you need the chemicals to be able to transfer in between the brains. Would there be? So the thing is that our brain has developed in our head, separate of everything else, and our brain evolved to keep the rest of us alive. Right? The brain requires the rest of the body to be alive, and so um, we have evolved to keep our own brains alive, right? We've evolved to keep ourselves safe. And so, what would happen if you combined brains? It would be very interesting because then you'd have to be talking about a collective that is more than just the individual. But honestly, I think that we already do that kind of a little bit because we are very social animals, and because we're social, we're able to share goals and share aspirations and hopes and dreams. I think that for the most part, humanity is very united in that we want to make the world a better place and we want people to be happy and healthy. And so I think that those are goals that we're all kind of striving toward. I think some of us have really bad ideas of how to do that. And then some people just don't care and are selfish and just want to control, as much as possible. But I think that really we want to push our species forward. And yeah, crazy. Um, so yeah, I think it would be interesting to combine thoughts and stuff. Um, but I think that we do that a little bit to an extent already, because I think that we're kind of a super organism. We really work together to keep everyone alive. Aurora, yeah, pretty bad coughing, huh? So did you and your family test positive? Like you were actually tested positive? Or do you just assume that it was COVID-19? Because that's pretty crazy. Oh, so you did, wow, tested positive. Well, I'm glad that you're doing okay now, and that I'm assuming if you're telling me this, that everyone in your family seems to have recovered. Um, weird facts. Um, Let me think here. Something weird and crazy. Uh, Hard to come up with something just right off the top of my head, but we lived. Well, I'm glad you lived. Let me think here. Um, Here's something cool. I've been learning about physics, as I do. I like to learn about things. And there's some evidence that's been collected over the past few years that might be evidence for another universe in the multiverse. And the Jay, sorry you're stressed out. Carry on, you'll be okay. Hopefully teachers will start to reduce the amount of workload on you all. Okay, I'm just going to talk about this really fast. There are these things, these cosmic ray particles, okay? So like radiation that comes from other stars that like blow up and stuff. This is crazy, okay? So prepare yourselves. So these rays come down from space and they hit the Earth, and they're very high energy particles, and they can cause cancer in people, and they can really mess up. Anyway, and the surface of the Earth is just bombarded by these all the time. Okay, thankfully we have the atmosphere and the magnetic field, the magnetosphere, around the Earth to protect us, or else it would be really bad. But these particles come down from space all the time, and we have these arrays to test for these particles, to try and detect them. And a couple of these detectors have actually detected them not coming down from space, but coming up from the ground, which can't like that. The Earth does not produce these rays, and they can't go through the Earth either. There are particles called neutrinos which can go through the Earth, which is insane. And they just go through. They can go through thousands of kilometers of solid rock and just not slow down at all. They just they don't really interact with matter. They just kind of go around everything. But these cosmic ray particles do interact with matter, and so the fact that we detected these things not coming down but coming up from the Earth shouldn't be possible. Okay, it really shouldn't be possible. But here, okay, this is going to blow your mind. Okay, here's the explanation that physicists have come up with that is a possible explanation, that these particles are actually cosmic ray particles that are moving backward in time. Okay. Cosmic ray particles, so the direction that they come from is from above, but they're moving backward through time. So they're moving, for us, they're moving up. So we are watching them not end their trajectory by hitting the Earth, but actually we are watching them come out of the Earth and then go back to their source backward in time. And this has led to a hypothesis that these particles are in a universe that is completely made out of antimatter, and that antimatter, so according to our calculations about the Big Bang, matter, which is like, you and me, all this matter, it should have been created with an equal amount of antimatter. And the thing about that is that antimatter and matter, when they touch, they eliminate each other. Well, the idea is that when the Big Bang happened, our universe went forward in time relative to our timeline, and that is matter. And then the Big Bang also created another universe going backward in time, going in the opposite direction in the timeline relative to us. Their universe is moving forward in their time, but relative to us, it's moving backwards in time. And those are the antiparticles. Guys, it's so cool. So yeah, that's what I've been learning about. Yeah, I've also been learning about some cool stuff. We have like 8 people left, so I'm just going to finish it up with this about the science of learning. No, sorry, not learning, aging, the science of aging. And there's a really cool interview. Bill Nye has a podcast. If you don't know what this is, it's called Science Rules with Bill Nye. And a few weeks ago, or a month and a half ago or so, he interviewed a guy about that started this biomedical company that they're trying to reverse aging. And we're close, guys. We're close to ending aging completely. Like, we just assume, and they talked about this really interesting thing, that in all the sci-fi movies and TV shows and stuff, so Star Trek and Star Wars and all of these really far-flung sci-fi, everyone just assumes aging is just a thing and it can't be changed. But the more that we do this research, the more we realize that aging is not for sure. Aging is not permanent. And so the idea is that we could actually reverse aging to where we could just kind of keep someone in their biological prime. And as someone who just entered their 30s, I just turned 30 yesterday. Oof. Someone who just turned 30, that sounds pretty sweet. And I really do. I really, really think that most of you are going to live a lot longer than you think. And a lot of people in your generation are going to live to be 200, 300 years old. So it's exciting. Yeah, I really, really do think, like, I would legitimately put a bet that my children and their children would inherit. Because I don't know if I'm going to make it to that point, but the people in your generation and my kids' generation, I bet that some people in those generations will live to be 200 years old. So we're making awesome advancements, man. We're learning about universes going back in time and aging going back in time, even though you're still going forward in time. Anyway, it was fun. Sorry that I don't get to interact with all of you more. Anyone have anything else that you want to talk about? Any last questions? Thoughts on this live stream? Was it worth it? Was it worth tuning in for 47 minutes to listen? Let me know. Miss you all. Real awesome. I'll just hang out for another minute or two while everybody takes off, but learn as much as you can, everybody. Listen to some podcasts. I recommend Science Versus, Science Rules with Bill Nye, Jorge and Daniel Explain the Universe. It's where I've learned a lot of my stuff lately. So those 3: Science Versus, Science Rules with Bill Nye, and Jorge and Daniel Explain the Universe podcasts. Find them on Stitcher or Google Podcasts or iTunes or whatever. And I will talk to you all later. You're awesome. The world is weird. Bye.